Start with this right here. It says thousands of African Americans were victims of lynchings and racial violence in the United States between 1877 and 1950, including error was a form of racial terrorism intended to intimidate black people and enforce racial hierarchy and segregation. After the Civil War, violent resistance to equal rights for formerly enslaved people led to violent abuse of decades of political and social and economical exploration. Racial terror lynching became the most public and notorious form of terror and subordination. White mobs were usually permitted to engage in racial terror, brutal violence with impunity. Many black people were pulled out of jails or given over to the mobs by law enforcement officials who were legally required to protect them. Terror lynchings often included burning, mutilation, sometimes in front of crowds numbered in the thousands. Those lawless acts of violence targeted African Americans accused of misconduct or crimes, all whom were killed without trial, many under false accusations. The name of many lynching victims were not recorded or remain unknown, but over 4,400 racial terror lynchings have been documented across the country, memorializing these victims, racial injustice, and advancing the struggle for equity and elimination of... Okay, and we're trying to figure out here which pole, because perhaps this pole is the pole in the picture, but it looks too new. Now, what did the one you saw, what did that look like? But this is basically the corner, and the whole story goes, they tore down the jail. They physically tore down the jail, so that's what we were trying to figure out, where the jail was that they physically tore down, because they tore down the jail brick by brick in one of the walls. So we can't really tell which pole is that period. Now she thinks it was over here, but it's possibly might be the pole, because the picture, they cut them down from the picture, and that's why they're all like what she was saying. Then so the picture is basically over here on this corner. So if the pole was once over here, right. So this is where, and I imagine the courthouse couldn't have been very far. I once had a book about the courthouse. Let's go check the monument out. But so here was where they either did it on this corner or this corner, but she thinks it's over here, that the corner was over here. Yeah, so it was actually, the crime was right here. This is where the three men were. It was over here. She said the pole's gone, and she said this, what was this building called? Something ballroom? Because you can't really see the building. So this is the corner right here, historically. Not sure where the police station was.
The Paul Robson ballroom, and I think this
Police station might have been right here at one point that they tore down and broke into. Let's see what, this is the monument. Take some pictures too. Huh. Okay, it says here, holding on to another, like grasping a hot coal with the intent of throwing it at someone else. You are getting burned. Holding on to anger. The truth is rarely pure and never simple. The world a dangerous place, not because of those who do evil, but because of those who look and do nothing. A lot of them people's up here, but okay, let it go. If you as parents cut corners, your children will too. If you lie, they will too. And if parents snicker at racial and gender jokes, another Another will pass the poison on adults have not had the courage to snuff out. Love is all we have. Help each other. Forgiveness is giving up all hope of having a better past. There may be times when the power to prevent justice. Hatred can never be all violence or injustice. The reformative effect of punishment relief, hard, chiefly I think because it's so satisfying to our sadistic impulses. He is devoid of the power, forgive, devoid of the power of love. We are responsible, in which we find ourselves only because we are a force that can change. James Baldwin, okay. We are the mirror and the face. We are plain cures, cold water. George Bernard Shaw, a Native American elder, once described his own inner struggles in this manner. Inside me, there are two dogs. One dog is mean, evil. The other is good. The mean dog fights the good dog all the time. When asked, for a moment, he replied, "I am the most." And these are all the people that put it together. Following individual contributed $3,000, so it cost $3,000 to put all this together. And this is the representation of Elias Clayton, Elmer Jackson, and Isaac McGuire, who were murdered here in 1920. They had nothing to do with it. They were circus workers. It was a story, really, a young girl was with her boyfriend and kind of got caught being with her boyfriend, and they end up putting these people in a frenzy and locked up a number of men who worked for a traveling circus. Thousands of Duluthians gathered outside the city hall, were ordered not to shoot, and they obeyed. With timbers and rails as battering rams, the mob broke the doors off the jail and staged a trial of 6 of the men. They convicted Ellis, Clayton, Elmer, and McGuire, who had been held as witnesses. The crowd dragged the men about a block, beat them as viciously as you can imagine, hanged them from a light pole that stood diagonally across the street from where you are now. Okay. Some brave people spoke out in protest, but they were few against thousands. One man took a photograph that was later distributed on his postcards. Merit is dedicated to them. Yep, absolutely. And this is the corner where it happened. Like right here is where it happened. Right there is where it happened. I wish I'd have brought my pendulum. Okay. So this is, sad energy. It's